Hello there, Dazzling Diamonds. So I wanted to come to you guys to tell you how I do fundraisers, how we can do fundraisers, give you some tips, and quite frankly, how I have grown my business and basically built my business around fundraisers. So let's talk about how we can do fundraisers. First of all, we can do them however we want. So we don't have one of those like specific little catalogs that have distinct items and the prices maybe are marked up, and that sort of thing. Like I'll give an example, Yankee Candle. They have a fundraiser program through Yankee Candle, and it's a select few candles, and for the customer, they cost more than they normally would, but the customer knows that then, they're donating to the cause. So we don't have anything like that, which I actually think is great because we don't have to up the prices basically. So I'm going to tell you how I do my fundraisers. I'm going to give you a couple different options that you can do as well, and then that way you can take it from there. I also have files. If you need them, they're in our Dazzling Team files in a Google Drive, so that will explain and give directions to your people once they're doing it. So what I personally do is I do kind of what you would say is flipping the party. So normally as a hostess, she's going to get hostess benefits, free credit, all of that good stuff, and we're going to make the commissions. So I instead give the commissions to my organization that's raising funds, and I keep the hostess benefits. Now, because I get an override as a director, I donate my entire 25%. If you're not a director, I don't always suggest that you do that. And it always is based on how much you're spending in supplies. If this is just one or two people that you're giving a packet to, go ahead, give your 25%. But if it's a really big one where it's a lot of people involved, like a dance team or a school PTO or a sports team or something like that, and you're spending a lot on your packets, I suggest you probably give the 15 to 20%, and that way you're keeping enough to cover your costs. Now, I also use some of my hostess benefits for prizes. However, I make them work for it, just like they would at a school one. So let's say little Susie brings home the packet and she's trying to sell gift wrap and gifts and all these different things for Christmas. And if she sells so much, she gets prizes, right? So I do the same thing, and I'm just giving them a portion of my hostess benefits. So I have done everything. Let's talk about a little bit about the who. I have done everything from cancer walks, mission trips, as I mentioned, dance teams, sports teams, PTOs, people with maybe have lost things in a house fire, medical bills, you name it, basically anything that needs funds. I've also done everything from the whole entire group to just an individual. An example would be, it's great if you can get into the dance studio and do their entire studio or their entire competitive dance team. However, if you can't, and you know someone who's little Susie dances, and especially if it's competitively, it's expensive. She can have her fundraiser that way. A lot of people may not usually have a party for you, but then when they think about it and they know that they could donate their funds to something, they're more apt to have a party. Which brings me to the next part. So you can do these again however you want. You can just do the packets, but you can add the home party, you can add an event, and this is what's going to make it even more successful. So I always push that they have a home party if they would, and especially if several of them would. I also always push that one way, shape, or form, you need to be in front of these people. So an example again would be a dance studio. So I physically go to their dance studio every night for 1 week, or I split it up and do a couple one week and a couple of next week. I have the dance teacher tell me when am I going to see people, what time do classes start, or when is the end of that class. So I'm at least catching them at the end of the first class, and I'm staying until that last class so that I see every parent personally. I have products set up, they see the product, they get to talk to me just like an event that we would do at a mom-to-mom or a craft show. I set up stuff on a table. I have a giveaway, which is key because then I get them to fill out the event slip just like I would an event, and boom, I have that many more contacts whether they order or not. I simply tell them, fill this out, I'm doing a giveaway and I have a prize that they can win, and I also will help you along the way. I assure them I'm not going to text them a lot, but is it okay to contact them, send them the links to the party, and give them a few tips along the way to help make their fundraiser a success. That's it. That's easy. So that makes a huge difference in not only the size of my party because people are more invested, but me getting that many more customers. Remember how I talked about how I've built my business on fundraisers? This is it. This is how I get out of my circle. Ladies, I don't sell to my family and friends. Hardly ever. Ever, ever, ever. That's not what I do. I continue to get more and more customers, and this is one of the main ways that I do this. I do at least one fundraiser a month as a goal. I'm proud to say right now, in November of 2016, I've been doing this for 6 years this month, and I have officially given back over $17,000 in my 6 years. Do you know how amazing that feels? Do you have any idea what that feels like, that my job, I get to be a giving person and I get to give back to things? And then it's a win-win. That's also a lot of free product. So you all wonder, how does Danielle have everything? Does she buy it? Nope. I don't buy anything. Between 31's incentives and having fundraisers and my own parties, everything I have is free from hostess benefits. And I always have one of everything in our catalog, our guides, and our specials. I make sure of it. And then I have even more. I spoil myself every season with new purses, a new business bag, a new wallet, my kids' lunch bags. We always have everything we need, and I update it every season, to be honest. So that is how I do my fundraisers. Now, some months, it's actually more beneficial to just do one item. I personally don't do these. It's a personal thing for me because I didn't mention. So they shop from the entire catalog and they get your commissions and they get to do the specials. That's how this all works, okay? So it's just like your normal party. But there is another way where we can do just one item. So one of those examples is when we have the large utility tote, let's say in a month. All you sell is the large utility tote. This takes a lot of math. So we'll use the large utility tote because it's $35 for regular price, and generally when we get it from 31, it sells for $10 as a special. So basically you're getting 2 large utility totes for $45, our price, right? Divide that by 2, that equals $22.50. Add your tax and shipping. I don't know the exact price. It comes to around $25, we'll say, something like that. You are charging your customers for the price of a normal bag. So they would normally pay $35, you're still paying $35. That's going to bring in $70 for those 2 bags. You're going to only have to pay $45 for those 2 bags. So for each bag, they're going to get $12.50 because the difference from $70 for 2 full price versus $45 for 1 in a special is $25. Split that in 2 because we had 2 bags and they're getting $12.50 a bag. So they know if they sell 100 large utility totes, they're going to make $1,250, which is amazing, right? We also are going to get to keep our hostess benefits and our commissions. So that really can be amazing. However, it's limiting to 1 bag. I always give my ladies the choice between the 2, and every single time they choose the entire catalog. But that's not to say that selling those large utility totes can be amazing, or some of our other bags like that. There's graphics out there for those whenever we have a month that has those specials. Make sense? All right, let's not forget, once a year, 31 usually gives us double hostess credit. That is a month that you really want to load up on fundraisers. Hello, do you know how much free product you can get? Ha! This is November of 2016. Just so happens we have double hostess credit this month, ladies. I encourage all of you, to get at least one fundraiser. But really, how many can you get? I bet you can get more than 1. This is the best time for fundraisers to also have their fundraiser. This is the best time for clubs and people to have their fundraiser, especially if you can get on it at the beginning of the month. People are Christmas shopping. They're going to love the help knowing that they're getting some Christmas shopping done and they're helping little Susie out with her dance lessons or whatever it's for. Okay? I hope that helps. I hope this, and don't forget, use me. Use the numbers. When you're talking about this, tell people that your director has given back over $17,000. She does 1 fundraiser a month and she's been doing this for 6 years, and you would love to be just like her. Use me. Once you've started selling your own, once you've started doing your own fundraisers and you've started giving money away, add it up. Make sure people know. And when it's just 1, show it. I am constantly showing people the $600 that I just gave to this mission trip or whatever it was. All right, ladies, make those fundraisers happen.